and lots of other things that I'll mention soon. Potash, the name, comes from the old way of making potassium fertilizer by burning plants and wood in pots, pot ash, and then collecting the ash to use in the garden. In fact, the name potassium itself is derived from the word potash. You want to use these ashes as soon as possible, especially before it rains or a big storm, because much of the potash or potassium will leach out of the ash and be lost into the soil or the surrounding area. The white ash, as opposed to the darker stuff or the darker charcoal, is better for potash. It has more potassium in it. Using ash isn't a new concept at all. It's been around for hundreds of years and humans have known about it. Potash or potassium is the third major nutrients that crops require after nitrogen and phosphorus. Firstly, potash itself helps to strengthen the cell walls of a plant, and that gives it better immunity against diseases and fungal attack. It makes fruit and veggies taste better by improving the nutrient pickup and flow of water and sugars to develop that fruit better. It improves water holding in the soil, so you don't have to water as much and that plant can get access to moisture when it requires it without it drying out so fast. Potash improves flowering, and therefore more flowers means more fruit, so bigger productivity and bigger harvests. And it can even make your food crops look better and more colourful because they're more vibrant and healthier. Adding potash to the soil or straight ash like this makes the soil more alkaline. It makes the soil sweet, and there are some plants that are very savoury and only like an acidic type soil, like blueberries, potatoes, and even sweet potatoes. Other plants aren't as choosy and will tolerate sweet and acidic soils. Plants like the tomatoes behind me, chilies, dill, and cucumbers. All right, come on, let's get into the veggie garden and spread this stuff around. We've got garlic in these two beds here. This one here is a smaller garlic. It's a Glen Large. Funny, yeah, well, smaller compared to this one, which is a elephant garlic, a nice big large bulb. Garlic is part of the onion family, which does like a more alkaline or sweeter soil. So all I'm going to do is just simply grab handfuls of it and just sprinkle it around. I'm almost using it like a thin mulch. I'm not going to worry too much that some of the dust is settling on the leaves, because later on, once I'm finished, I'm going to water this in anyway, and that will penetrate and wet this agent, which will in turn release that potash, get it into the roots and the soil, which makes it easier and more soluble for the plants to take it up. So once I start wetting it, that dust that's on the leaves will get washed off anyway. There is also an interesting difference to note between ash collected from a fire pit compared to wood heaters or stoves, and that is, whilst they are both alkaline, sweet, the fire pit or bonfire ash is richer in potash, and the reason why is due to the smaller twigs, bark, leaves, etc. that is incinerated contains more nutrients than ash made from just the core wood from a large tree. And you can see just how easy and well it just goes straight into the soil. There's hardly a sign that there's been any ash thrown on top of this now. All getting washed off the leaves. Talking about free fertilizer, you can't get any freer than this. So for every 100 grams of ash, there should be about 10 grams of potash. You can't put ash in with these blueberries. That might even halt their growth or make the leaves die back. They can't take up iron as good and they'll go yellow. Great point. Same with these potatoes here. Even though they look nice and healthy, you think maybe if this is great for other plants, could it be good for potatoes? No, it might stunt the growth and again make it hard for the plant to thrive and take up other nutrients. Same for the sweet potato behind me here. I would not bother around this big beautiful garden bed of sweet potato because it could probably hamper growth rather than improve it. Having a fire pit in the backyard is magic on so many different levels. Not only does the food taste great on it, but it's actually using up the fallen timber. You don't have to chip it, you just burn it. Burn it to ash. Such a simple and easy way to get rid of garden waste. You can see this one bucket is doing quite a lot, isn't it? Leeks. part of the onion family as well, and will love a little bit of this. As you can see, I don't measure anything out. I just sprinkle the ash liberally around the base of the plants. Spinach absolutely loves this stuff. And who doesn't love spinach? Hey? Make you as strong as Popeye. And if you've got mangoes, stone fruit, or avocados, throw a little bit under them as well. Well, that'll do me, I think. I'm going to keep this and save it for another time, for something special that I just need it for, rather than just throwing it around the garden willy-nilly at the moment.